so let's swing over to Ireland right now. David O'Neill heads the European Sales and Marketing Association, and he has some great insights for us about what trends or key information is really important to distributors and manufacturers. So David, please take over.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you from whatever part of the world you're in. I do apologize that I am the person who stands between you and your breakfast, your lunch, or your evening meal. But what I will try to do is walk you through a number of points that I have here which I'd like to share with you. I don't actually have slides because I prefer to talk liberally, and I'm not in that controlled environment of slides. Just to give you some quick background in relation to David O'Neill, I am a past Nestle employee for over 20 years, where I worked across Ireland, the UK, and Switzerland. Then leaving the manufacturing and global organization, I became the CEO of a distributor company in Ireland called Stafford Lynch, where we actually manage brands like McCormick Herbs and Spices, Tabasco, Kikkoman, Tetley's Tea, Walker Shortbread, all these small little brands. And after an 8-year period, I basically moved to a much larger distribution company called the SHS Group, where we managed our own company-owned brands, along with brands like Rec Benckiser, Colgate, Veleda, Princess Foods, Ryvita Twinings Tea, and that list goes on. But what we have is a huge amount of experience gained by myself through the manufacturing platform and also the distributor platform. 43 years in the industry at this moment in time. And 20 years ago, I joined ESMA when I became the CEO of Stafford Lynch. And my first introduction to ESMA was to attend their annual conference, which in this particular occasion was in the beautiful city of Cannes. And what I basically discovered when I went to this particular conference is that here I was in a room with 150 or 160 people from the distributor background, but each of them was either the owner of the company, the managing director of the company, or a senior director of the company. So what you had was this serious top-to-top networking platform, which was for me a phenomenal situation. I'm still with ESMA, thankfully, but during my time with ESMA, as a member of ESMA, I spent 7 years on the board. I was president of ESMA in 2013, and now I'm the CEO of ESMA and have been for the last 5 years. So you ask yourself, what is ESMA? Well, ESMA is an association which brings together distributors and manufacturers under the umbrella of ESMA. And our objective is to basically promote the manufacturer and distributor platform across the world. We are now a global organization. We started as a European organization back in 1974, but now I'm glad to say that we have expanded globally and we have significant reach. What would you say what I want to tell you about is some of the benefits of basically being a member of ESMA. It creates a magnificent top-to-top platform for networking. We also build relationships with government organizations, with embassies, and again, trade fair organizers like Cole Messer. Cole Messer asked me if I could come here and just share some insights with you, which is something that has been built up over a number of years of our relationship with Cole Messer. ESMA also secures value-added services for its members. So if you're a member of ESMA at the moment, you would have VIP passes for Anuga, ISM, Biofach, Chibos, Cial, Sweet and Snacks in Chicago, Alimenteria, and the list goes on. And each year we hold an annual conference, which is hosted over a 3-day period. We have on average about 170 attendees. And that has grown where now we've over 38 countries will be represented across the world in Prague in June of 2021. And that's where we will host our convention. And if you ever wanted a networking platform for your business, either a manufacturer or distributor, this is the place to be. When it comes to the membership of ESMA, we have distributors across 42 different countries with turnovers of anything from 15 million to 2.5 billion. Equally, we have manufacturers with a turnover of 5 million up to 68 billion. And 68 billion turnover companies, there's not too many of them around. P&G will be a very good example of one of those. We also have members like Unilever, Barilla, Tabasco, Nissin, Ferrara Candy, the Jelly Belly Candy Company, and that list goes on. But the great thing about it is, you know, they are both large and small organizations. You know, we're not one of these associations which is, yeah, if you're not at a certain turnover, goodbye, good luck. We take companies from their infancy and we help build their businesses with them. We also have a number of associate members, and you know, we're dealing with a cool messer, you know, sort of event. I'm proud to say that German Sweets are a member of ESMA. Food Made in Germany is a member of ESMA, and two fantastic organizations that we have helped throughout the years. But equally, we have a small company, bank company called Santander. Bank Santander is a member of ESMA. And again, one of these days when we have more time, I'll tell you the reasons why Bank Santander are involved. I now have a situation where I want to share with you some food trends that have really jumped out of the page. And this is through ESMA members' feedback to me over the last 7 to 8 months. Before COVID, everyone was under pressure for time. The pace of life was intense and even sometimes insane. But now we had a situation whereby people were time poor, so dashboard dining and food on the go and dining out was the norm. But COVID has changed everyone's way and style of life. I'm happy to say that consumers are now back scratch cooking. Scratch cooking has once again been reinvented. Family home cooked meals are back. I never remember growing up anything to do with dashboard dining or food on the go because we always had our meals at home. But now we're back in that place. And the new dining out is actually dining in. But very quickly, COVID-19 also generated menu fatigue. Here we had the same meals being eaten every week on a repetitive basis by consumers all over the world. So what happened? Consumers turned around and said, right, let's start experimenting. And what did they do? They implemented theme nights within their households. So right, let's go have an Italian night, a Thai night, a Mexican night, an Indian night, and that list goes on. So what consumers started to do was to shop the aisles in the supermarkets looking for those products that they have never ever had in their houses before. You also had a situation where people could no longer travel. All the airlines were shut down. Everyone was quarantined. If you went to another country, you had to turn around and find, you know, you're going to have to self-isolate for 12 or 14 days actually. And so what did people do? They brought the travel abroad into their kitchens by buying ethnic food. And what we have within ESMA is our world food categories across the ESMA community are enjoying between 70 and 80% increases in sales year on year. The new listings they've received in supermarkets and convenience stores is phenomenal. And what you have is the consumer now thinking outside of the box. They're now basically challenging themselves. Let's go and start eating other meals that we have never eaten before. Equally, you take our manufacturing company, Barilla. When COVID hit, Barilla were working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to meet the demand of our consumers, because consumers could not get enough Barilla products between pasta sauces, and all of the accompaniments that they have as well. And it's a phenomenal situation whereby in Ireland, we used to only eat one brand of pasta, which is a private label pasta called Roma Foods. Now you'll get Barilla, you'll get the Checo, you'll get almost every kind of pasta on the shelves now. Why? Because the consumers are demanding it. Equally, you now have people baking bread, cakes, and tarts at home. Before they used to buy them, now they're back baking once again. We had a situation right across Europe where you could not buy flour for love nor money. Equally, pulses like sunflower seeds, walnuts, pistachios, which were also put into bread, were not available. Equally, flavored cheeses were being put into bread. Again, consumers looking for alternatives to the everyday lifestyle. And again, we had a situation where we noticed side of plate sauces within that category were growing, because again, people may have had their stable meals, but then just wanted a twist to it. And by offering side of plate condiments, that just gave them an enhancement. We also had a situation whereby healthy drinks, like a Vithead brand that we manufacture that we have in our business, which is 100% recommended daily allowance of 8 vitamins plus healthy given teas and herbs for overall well-being. They have just absolutely quadrupled in sales, because whilst we're at home, we're not as active as we should be, so people are looking for alternatives to try and keep healthy. Again, protein motors have just absolutely snowballed over the last number of months. Again, because people are looking for those healthy and sort of free from drinks. Again, pure fruit drinks. And I tell you, a brand, Compol from Portugal, their philosophy is from the fruit to the glass. And you can have all of your variants of fruits, actually from a brand like Compol. Once again, members who were in our take-home beers and wines categories have enjoyed just unbelievable, growth. And certainly in Ireland, they have had massive increases in sales, purely because for the first time in the world, Ireland, as possibly many people in our audience will know, we have a culture of drinking, in bars. All 3,500 bars were closed and only opened last week for the first time in 8 months, which is just incredible. But the off-license is done well. But equally, we have members who are in the HoReCa section, or people may know it as food service. They've gone through a catastrophic time because, again, restaurants were closed, and unfortunately their businesses suffered accordingly. But overall, the trends within Europe are very, very dynamic at the moment in the health and wellness, the drink, and sorry, am I still online? I have a note coming up saying my website is unstable.
We're still online, David. We can still hear
okay.
you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. These are some of the trends that I've shared with you this evening in relation to how ESMA members see, how the consumer is reacting to this whole COVID situation. I don't have anything else to say to you at this moment in time, only to say if you want more information in relation to any parts of the markets, I'm only too happy to share whatever information you require with you. If you like to send me an email or connect with me through our website. But for now, I'd like to wish you every success with your businesses, and thank you for listening to me, and enjoy your breakfast, lunch or evening meal. Thank you.